I would like to talk about the importance of seeing a doctor that specializes in MS. Not necessarily just a neurologist, but an MS specialist. And it is important when you go to the MS specialist, see how many MS patients they see a year. I recently spoke to a friend who was seeing a specialist who saw 6 or 7 patients a year, compared to Dr. Vollmer, who literally sees hundreds and hundreds of patients. That is no comparison. When I was first having my problems, and I went to a neurologist, he put me in the hospital, did every test known to man, including a spinal tap, and he gave me like the tier of the scale of what could be wrong with me. And very worst on the scale was MS. So anything below that was better. That's what I was hoping for. He immediately told me that it was not MS, so that was good news. Sent me home with a false diagnosis. Weeks went by when I was so drugged I didn't even know my own name. And thankfully, he directed me to an MS specialist at Barrows Neurological Clinic, which happened to be Dr. Timothy Vollmer. Finishing up with, but it's not MS, I just want you to see an MS specialist. I went to Dr. Vollmer, and he refused to even look at the results from any of the tests they had done before. He started from scratch with a spinal tap, which came back negative for MS. Out to a lot of people, that's a sigh of relief. And it's important to realize that there are a very small percentage of people who have MS, but it does not show up in their spinal fluid. Thankfully, Dr. Vollmer, in seeing my symptoms and knowing all of the other tests, really felt like it was MS. He scheduled me for a brain biopsy, and he came back 24 hours later with a confirmed diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. Thankfully, he was able to begin treating me immediately. That is when he prescribed Rebif to me as an injection I do 3 times a week. It has been a remarkable drug. He told me to probably expect 1 to 2 relapses a year. I've now had MS for a little over 2 years and thankfully have had 0 relapses. He started a very aggressive approach with the Solumedrol, and he did a few other treatments, and he has just been the most phenomenal doctor in treating this disease. He's worked with me as a team player. He didn't sit me down and say, okay, what drug do you want to take? What fits best into your schedule? You know, he made a recommendation, he explained it to me, and at that point in time, I didn't know enough about the different drugs to know, like now I would know what kind of research, what kind of questions to ask. But as a brand new patient, I didn't know that at the time. And I am so thankful that I found this remarkable doctor who not only takes the time, but is available and is knowledgeable and sees a number of patients. And, you know, that I believe goes hand in hand with the best medication. You have to have a good doctor, and you have to have someone that knows the disease, not sees it on occasion, or, you know, knows kind of what to look for, kind of not. That is so, so important. And if MS isn't something you want, don't think that escaping a diagnosis is going to save you. You don't want it in your body. If you have it, the worst thing you can do is not know it and not treat it.